Hi, in this video I'll be going over some of the toys I had as a child. This is an action figure from the cartoon series Skeleton Warriors. I don't have the accessories that go with him, such as the weapons and anything else that he may have had, and he's missing one of the shoulder pieces. Other than that, it's in very good shape. I don't remember this character's name, but he was the leader of the bad guys in that series. His arms move up and down. This one moves a little bit better than the other one since it's missing that one piece. There's a skeleton head in the middle of his chest that rotates 360 degrees. And the legs move in and out. Rotates side to side, and his head moves directionally. On the back side, you have the cape, the gray and the black hair, and this is dated for 1994 from Playmates Toys. And again, this is a character from Skeleton Warriors. Here we have a Tiger handheld game called Karate King. I was drawn to this game because I was really into fighting games when they came out. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were some of my favorite video games. This game is different from the other Tiger games because the directional buttons were on the right side and the action buttons were on the left side. On most Tiger games, the directional button was on the left side and the action buttons were on the right side, similar to how a controller for a Nintendo or Super Nintendo was. This screen is also smaller than other Tiger games of the time. The buttons you have is off, sounds, player, on, and start. And you can see some hand-drawn cartoons representing the game as it's being played. On the back side, you have the speaker and the compartment where the batteries would go. Here you have the copyright date of 1988 Tiger Electronics. Here's a keychain of the GigaPet made by Tiger, and it's from Jurassic Park, The Lost World. You have your left and right arrow keys, your mode button, and your enter button. This particular model was for a baby T-Rex. On the back side you have a transparent view of where the batteries would go and some of the electronics inside of it. Here's just a collection of wristwatches. None of these are really working right. They're all old and the batteries have gone down in them. But this one is LA Express. Timex Ironman DataLink watch. Another Timex Ironman. This one had the Indiglow on it, and you can tell from the wear and tear I used the buttons quite a bit. My Mortal Kombat watch. I was a big fan and still a big fan of Mortal Kombat series. You raise up the dragon and you see that you have the Mortal Kombat, and it displayed the time. On the watch you had Mortal and the Mortal Kombat Dragon, and then Combat and the Mortal Kombat Dragon. And on the back side you have the copyright date of 1992 Midway Manufacturing Company. This is a watch that came out of a Burger King's kids meal. It's from the Rugrats. I don't remember any of the Rugrats names, but there's a girl and then there's a girl, so this may have actually gotten into my toy collection accidentally, because it's not something I would have kept or been interested in. And it's recently added because the battery is still working. Here's an action figure that is so old I do not remember where it came from, nor do I know what its name is. It's a static action figure. None of the legs move. It had a tail, but it broke off. It was made in Hong Kong, and it has a smell to it, almost like some type of cinnamon smell. I don't see a date on it either. One of my mini Transformers, one of the very few that survived. This one actually used to have 2 drill bits that came out because it was some type of a transformer or Autobot that moved the earth. The legs are spring-loaded. They folded upward, exposing those 2 drills, and the arms acted as the wheels for the tank. There was a release button right here that allowed it to flip forward. The copyright, or the date was 1984. 1984 for that one. Here we have a Godzilla head that transforms into a playset. You have the earth that moved, or you could put all the movable pieces or removable pieces in. You have a destructible building that you could put together. And you have Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla. You have a little small excavation site. And you have an aircraft. Well, here you can see what it looks like when it's put together. And this was popular during the time when Polly Pocket and some type of Max character, I forget what the guy's version of Polly Pocket was, but I had 2 sets of this. I'll slide that one over and I'll show you the next one. Mighty Max, maybe that was the name of the playset for the boys. You have your Godzilla characters. And that's what they both look like once they've been put together. Here I have some more Godzilla pieces. These particular pieces all came from these eggs. This is the only egg that I have, and I can't remember which one of these went in this egg, but if I judge by the color, I would have to say that this was the one that came out. But you have the egg that cracks open, and it would have your Godzilla figure in it. And you have your Godzilla. This one is dated for 1994. This one is dated for 1994. So that's probably when all of these figures are dated. Yes, this one's 94 as well. And here are some that are a little bit larger. I'm looking for a date. But here you have Godzilla. And I forget this character's name. And it looks like his arms are stuck in one place, as well as his tail. Even though it looks to be a 2-piece, it does look like it's permanently in place. And I can't see a date on any of these. And my last Godzilla character is going to be this large one, which has movable legs, arms, and the tail is movable. And this is one of the very first Godzilla toys, because you can tell the difference in the design on the scales between the two. This is a newer model, and this is one of the older original models. Another Transformer that I had, a car. You can tell the wear and tear. The rubber tires are missing, but if it will transform, we have the legs folding into the feet. It is a little bit rusted, so it's not moving as easy as it was when I was playing with it regularly. The screws here have rusted, but if you can use your imagination, this button presses up and it shows the head. His arms pull out and they come forward. And then you would have the fully transformed robot. This was a helicopter. I am missing the propeller, the front and the back propellers, but that's what it looked like in its helicopter form. And then to transform it, pull the legs down, open the arms. The propeller would actually be in his hand, and that would be one of his weapons. But you have articulating arms in and out, and legs that would move. Here we have a pterodactyl transformer. Was a Decepticon. And it is dated for 1987. Used to be able to rub that and it would show up, but I guess the age has caused it to stop working. But if you folded his wings back, you could flip forward his arms, pull the beak down to expose his head, pull down for the legs, and there you have him transformed into the robot. That's actually a snake that goes on the Yoda action figure from the original series of Star Wars. And this is from my original collection of Star Wars. He did have a saddle, but it is missing. That's where you push down the character, or push down his back, and the character could ride in it. Ride in his back, even though these are two totally different franchises and from totally different eras in time. But that's what your Star Wars character would look like, riding in his back. And this is dated for 1979. It held up pretty good. No bad damage. A little bit of scratching of the paint, but that's just proof that it was being used. I have no idea what this is, other than it looks like an alien shell fish. I don't have a date for it, but I can remember this being some of my real early toys. And here I have a Scorpion G.I. Joe character. I did have his harpoon, but it's not in the box, so it may be lost. But he moved just like the G.I. Joes of the time. Arm up and down. 360. This arm is spring-loaded to simulate him throwing his harpoon. Move up and down. His head moves side to side. Limited. Hip movement. His knees moved. So he was able to do some of the moves of the video game with a side kick. He had a cloth ribbon that came out of the side, but I tore it out as soon as I got it because it just wasn't part of the Scorpion character's look. And like I said, this is the snake that goes over Yoda, the very small action figure from the original series of Star Wars toys that I have. I'll put him in another video. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed going back through the memories of my childhood as I look through these toys. And I'll do another video with other toys in it.
3, 2, 1, action!